Hey guys, Paul here. Welcome back to the channel. So I have tested I think at least 5 different instrument cluster display for this new Model Y Juniper so far, but none of them have dual air vent and none of them have almost 100% airflow, so you don't feel like you miss the AC right in front of the driver at all. But this new and latest display has dual air vent and integrated function, so it feels like it integrated into your dashboard, which is really cool, really similar to the Model S and the Model X. And the display also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto and all the information that you need right in front of you. So in today's video, I'll share with you this new integrated instrument cluster display for Model Y Juniper, and then I'll show you what comes in the box and then step-by-step installation, and then we'll see how it looks and we'll test it out and see how it works with the new Model Y Juniper. Now let's go. Let's see what comes in the package of this new first integrated instrument cluster display for the new Model Y Juniper. So here what came in the package. Let's take a closer look of the display itself first. So this is the first display that is actually integrated into the dashboard, as you can see here. So this is the actual display itself. There's nothing here on the side. They just have to make it into the shape of the instrument cluster display, so it looks integrated into your dashboard. And it has 2 built-in vents, one on the top and one on the bottom here, and the vents are pretty big, as you can see here. And of course the vents taking all the air from the back here. So this part will be sitting on your dashboard, and this part on the back here will be inserting into the vent in front of the driver. And this is the cable that came attached to the display, but you can detach this part when you install it. So I would detach this one, these 2, black and red, and this will connect to the control box. So the control box has a few different connections here, because you can actually connect to more than just the one device. You can actually connect to the display, ambient light, and electronic fragrance, or even the 360 camera in the future. So this box will help you in the future add more stuff without having to connect directly to your, or disconnect directly to your OBD port. So this part is connecting to this box right here, and of course you have to connect to your OBD port with this one right here, and this will connect to the box. This end will connect to the box. So this display only connects to the OBD port, not the power, because you'll be getting power from this end right here, from this wire harness to this cable to connect this to the wire harness, and then this part you'll be connecting to the power source from your center console wireless charger. I'll show you later in the video. So this display probably take a little more power from the car than the rest. That's why they're doing this way. It's a little bit more complicated than most display to connect the power to, but not that much. And this is the optional that you can optional wire to connect to your 60-volt battery, but it's way too long, and I think it's too complicated to do, so I won't use this one at all. And this is the adhesive tapes to attach the box on the panel, and extra bolts so you can actually screw on ground cable. This one right here, I'll show you later where to connect your ground cable. So this is something pretty much new to Model Y Juniper, and now we saw everything that came in the package. Let me show you where to get this new integrated display for your new Model Y Juniper. You can get this new integrated instrument cluster display for the new Model Y Juniper from Hancho or Hancho.com. As you can see here, this display actually compatible with both Model 3 Highland and Model Y Juniper. And if you are interested, you can use my special discount code TC for extra 26% off. Right now they have a really special Black Friday promotion. Not only you get a 26% off for the discount code, if you use my discount code purchasing anything from Hancho.com, you'll get a chance for a full refund. So one lucky subscriber that use my discount code to buy anything from their website will get a full refund on their order. So now let's go and install it in my new Model Y Juniper. Alright, before we start the installation, you will need a few extra tools here. A fishing wire, electrical tape to tape up when you fish the wiring, and T20 torque screwdriver to help uninstall and remove the charging pad over there. It's not that hard to remove. It's really easy, just extra step on this display. Let's start with the installation. First thing first, you have to remove the panels first. So we'll be removing first the rubber gasket or the rubber seal on the door seal. These are really easy to remove. There's no glue underneath it, as you can see. Next, let's remove the panel on the top. One next to dashboard, just slowly remove it. Now this panel is removed. As you can see, they are clips, no screw at all. Really similar to the one on the Model 3 Highland. So that remove this locking clip for the door seal panel. Use one of the plastic trim removal tool. It came with one, but I usually have the whole set with me. I got from Amazon.com. I'll put the link on the bottom of the video, and that's it. So this one came loose. Keep the clip, and then now you can pull it out and carefully remove this piece. So again, no screw, just a whole bunch of clips underneath. Just do it slowly and carefully. After that, you should be able to remove this whole panel. After that, we have to remove the dashboard cover, this one right here. So I had a replacement, actually carbon fiber. So just push it in and then twist on both sides, top and bottom, like so. Alright, as you can see, the dashboard underneath are just clips, no screws at all. Alright, now all the panels are removed, and also the dashboard. Now we have a full access to a OBD port just right over here. We will not need the power port here because we will get the power supply from the wireless charging pad over there. So before we move forward, let me show you how to remove the wireless charging pad. And next step here, we have to remove this panel right here. There are two pieces, one for the cover panel and one for the base. So first remove this one first. So use the trim removal tool to pull it out on the bottom like so. This part is really easy to remove, and then just pull it towards yourself, and then the whole thing will just remove a whole bunch of clips in the back. Now we have the base. So the base has 4 different torque screws on the side. Let me show you. So this is on the driver's side, 2 torque screws. These are T20 on both sides. On the passenger side, as you can see, same here, just unscrew those 2. Same on this side. Now after the screw is removed, you should be able to remove the whole charging pad. Really easy to do. First, just open up this sliding compartment in the front, and then use your hand to use the grip and pull it towards yourself, because there are a few clips that is going this direction. So just pull it towards yourself, and then the whole thing will just come loose. Now there is a charging cable in there. I mean the charging connector, a power connector. So don't pull it all the way out. Here is a power connector right behind a charging pad. Right now the wireless charging pad is removed. Before we plug in anything or unplug anything, I highly recommend to actually turn off the vehicle first. So go to safety on the main menu and then scroll all the way down, power off. Now we can connect the OBD port with this wire harness right here. So first connect the OBD port, open port. You don't have to unplug anything, just plug it in. There you go. And now we have to connect this part, this end, to the control box, this one right here. So this should be connected to this bigger white port, this one. Now just plug it in, and the next step here, we have to connect a ground cable to this screw over here. So we have to unscrew. I forgot you need one more tool to unscrew this one. I believe this is 10 millimeters. So just loosen this and then just push this in and then screw it back in. Just need to loosen it enough to put this one in. Now we just have to tighten it back in. Alright, so we're done with this first part right here, and the next part is to run the cable from this end, because the another cable, which is this one right here, that will be connecting to the display, will plug into this spot on the control box. But before we plug it in, let's run the cable first. So it has to come up here, goes in here, right here, and then it will come up this part, and then goes in here, all the way in the back here, and then it will come out this part right over here. So we use a fishing wire, something like this, and then tape up to the black and red end to the fishing wire, so we can help use this help fishing through the path to go to the display on the driver's side. As you can see, I tape up this end to the display connector, and then wiring through from here up to come up this way. So we just have to slowly pull it out. As you can see, it comes up here, and then now we go back in here again. It will come up right in the middle. Again, just slowly pull it. The connector is a little big for the space, but just, you know, don't push it too hard. Just do it little by little. And now the cable will come up right in the middle of the dashboard. But we're not done yet, because we have to go back in here, and then it'll come out this way right here. So this is the final path for the cable to come up right over here, and this is all you need, just enough to come out, and then you plug it in. Then we'll have to push it back in to hide the cable, but it is long enough to come all the way from this side to the other end over there. So now we just have to untape that and then organize all the cable, make sure it doesn't block any of the clips here, the metal clips, so we can easily put the dashboard cover back in place. Now we just have to connect this end back to the box, this port next to the one that we connected earlier right there. Now we have to connect the power, which is from the first wire harness with the fuse next to it, this one right here. So with this, we have to connect to another cable, this yellow long cable with a power pass-through for the connector for the charging pad, the wireless charging pad that we uninstalled earlier. After that, we have to hide the cable. I'll show you later. Now we connect this one first. Just connect it this way, and then just push it in. Make sure it's all the way in, so it doesn't accidentally, you know, come out. And then just push this rubber cover back in place, and this part is done. To make sure it doesn't come loose, accidentally come loose, I would highly recommend use the electrical tape over that again, and that's it. Now we just have to run the cable. So running this cable from here to here is just to go underneath the glove box, and then right towards the end of it there's like a little panel here, not this one, not the one right below the glove box. There's one more even behind this panel. So this one you can just easily pull it up like this. It has like a little magnetic right here to help it stay in place, and then the clips too. So just pull this one out and then run the cable from here in to here, and then just hide the cable and it will come up here. You will not see any cable at all. Let me show you. As you can see, I ran the cable all the way over there, just right behind this panel, and then just push it back in. There's still a lot of cable left. We just push it back into that space. Now this connection is pretty much done. So if you need to connect anything else to the same OBD port, you can use this pass-through port to connect to, let's say I have the 60 knob or the 60 strip. I can still connect with this pass-through port right over here. Now we just have to connect the power to the charging pad. Next step here, we just have to remove a power connector from the wireless charging pad, and then connect to a pass-through with the cable. So connect to this one right here, and then connect this back onto a charging port the same way. Right there. Alright, now this is done. So we just have, what we have to do is just organize all the cable and then insert a wireless charging pad back in. And the next step here, we just have to place the display down. It will lock in place because of the design of the display. Make sure this slot right here, it's aligned with the middle part of the steering wheel column, to make sure that is the middle of the display. Looks good, and then just press it down. There you go. Now we just have to connect the cable, so red to red, and then black to black. Now it's all connected. As you can see, the display is power on. So this is the connection. And next step, before we push in the cable to hide the cable, I would highly recommend to actually use the electrical tape to tape down so it doesn't accidentally, come loose in the future, because we'll have to push everything in here to hide the cable so we can put the dashboard cover back on. As you can see, I tape it all up and then just push it back in here so we can hide all the cable. Here it goes all the way in, so use another electrical tape to tape it up so it's all nice and organized. And next step here, we just have to put the dashboard cover back in place, and then put all the panel on the passenger side back in place. Now let me show you what it looks like in the new Model Y. As you can see, the display is well integrated into the dashboard, and you're still able to put the dashboard cover back on. And this is all you see. It's the small gaps, but I think it fits really well because the color is really similar to the dashboard, and I love how it has top and bottom vent. And this is another view from the front. outside of the windshield. The color of the dashboard, I mean the color of the display, it's really similar to the color of the main display, as you can see there, compared to this one right here. Alright, since it has two top and bottom air vent, now let me show you how well it does and how is the airflow on this display. Now let's test out the airflow on this display. This is probably the only display so far that I have tested with dual built-in air vent, one on the bottom, one on the top. So I have with me here a full paper, so it has some weight to it, not quite light, so it needs some airflow to get this thing to move. Now let's test out with the AC or fan speed number 5. Alright, so this is number 5, so middle air speed right in the middle, and it has a lot of good airflow coming in from that space on top of the steering wheel. Because of that top and bottom, it merges the airflow into the middle part, and you get really good airflow, even all the way out here right in front of my face, and even better right in front of the display. Again, this is only number 5. This is probably one of the best built-in air vent and the best airflow output from the display that I have tested so far. This is number 5. Let's change to max, to number 10. And this is number 10. As you can see, with number 10 you get a full-blown airflow in front of your face, both heating and cooling. So this is probably the best airflow display that I have tested. As I mentioned, look, all the way out here, if I sit all the way back, I still get the airflow with the max, and it's, look, right in front of the display, it blows this paper away. This is so good. I love that dual air vents, top and bottom, helps a lot. Now let me lower to maybe number 3. So this is really low, consider really low fan speed and airflow. I still can get some, you can see, and here you still get a lot of airflow on top of, I mean in front of the display, and still some airflow here. So it's almost like I don't miss the airflow from the air vents original at all. It's almost exactly the same 100% with and without the display. This is probably the first one to be able to redirect the airflow for you. As you can see, the built-in air vent on the display works really good. I don't feel a lot of airflow missing in front of the driver. Now let's go through all the menus and setting on this display. So this display has really simple setting and the menu on it. So to access the setting, you can just let me see. So you can't really use the scroll wheel on the steering wheel to access the setting. You have to use the touchscreen on the top right hand corner over here, and then you'll see the setting menu bottom here. So here are all the extras that you can add to the box, like the lights, the fragrance, the music. But so far on this display we have the options for the setting and the CarPlay and Bluetooth. So let's go through the setting real quick. So the first page of the setting menu is to choose your car, so you can pick between Model 3 or Model Y. In this case is the Model Y. So you can, and also you can pick red color, blue, black, gray. So my car is white. Then you can just select the car to match the car color. And the basics, so the basics you have here is the language, and then temperature unit, time, speed unit, time zone,
Brightness you can change to sync with the car. I usually do that so it's not too bright and not too dark, and you can change between day or night mode. I like the night mode because the display only comes up to here, so this is like an empty spot right here on the side. So the night mode makes it blend in together so it doesn't look like the display is separated from the frame on the side. So, and you can also sync with the car too. Then it should sync. There you go. So this is the day mode. And the theme selection, you can change from sport mode. Sport mode, you will have this circle around the speedometer and power and the battery percentage. But if you select to this option, then you won't have those surrounding anymore. So pick what you like. This is a cleaner version, and this is the sporty version. I like sporty version a little bit better. And next is the line when you drive the car. So the rainbow road or the trends. The trends allow you to have a cleaner line, and it actually turns as you turn the steering wheel. I'll demo it to you later in the video when I drive the car. And the display off, you can select to turn off the display by itself. And then connection, you can select between CarPlay, Car Auto, I think that is Android Auto, and Hi Car and Car Life. And the display mode for the Apple CarPlay, you can change between widescreen, which is this one right here is the widescreen. This is the widescreen. Let me go back so you can see better. So this is the widescreen. I like the widescreen the most because you still have a big Apple CarPlay on this side, and then the car status on this side and on the bottom too. Let me show you what it looks like on different aspect of the Apple CarPlay. So middle screen is this one. Just select OK, and then it will reboot. So now that the display is rebooted, as you can see, if you select the middle, the Apple CarPlay will shrink smaller. So you will have the both information on both sides, and you have Apple CarPlay right in the middle. But I think it's a little bit too small for me. I like the wide screen better. You can also change to the full screen, and this is a full screen Apple CarPlay, so it's the whole display as an Apple CarPlay, as you can see, but you do not have the car information anymore. So whichever that makes sense to you. And I love how clear the display is. It's really high resolution display. Now let's go back to the main menu, the main setting menu. All right, so we are back on the widescreen. I think this is probably the best Apple CarPlay layout so far. You have big enough, not the biggest, but you still have the car information on this side of the display. So let's finish up the setting menu here. So that's the connection, and the last is the version. So I don't see over-the-air update function on this display, but it has, let me show you quick. It has the USB-A port right here for you to plug in future update. So you can plug in the USB-A adapter with a future update. So that's it on the setting on this display, and this is how you connect to Apple CarPlay. So basically just select Apple CarPlay if you're not connected yet, and then on your phone find this name right here, Wow Site for phone. So it would appear the same on both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and then just connect, and then it will ask you to connect to Apple CarPlay device or Android Auto device. And one more thing is, when you want to output the sound from the display to the car speaker, you can just swipe on your phone, top right hand corner, and this one right here, select, and then you can just change from your phone to your car. So when you do select that, after that you have to select the output, the input here in your car to Bluetooth. So when you do play something on Apple CarPlay here, or let's say the map navigation sound, it will output on the car. Now let me find something so we can play on here. Okay, so I play Amazon Music on this display now, but the sound output, it's in the car speaker. So that's really easy to change the output. Just use your phone, because basically the main source of the audio, it's from your phone. The Apple CarPlay on this display is just projecting the image for the Apple CarPlay. So as long as you change the source on your phone to output to the car, and then change the source for the input in your car to Bluetooth, then it will output all the navigation, voice, and also audio, whatever you play on the display. Now let's talk about the background color on this display a little bit, because most of the display that I have tested have issue with the background color temperature not being matched to your main background color, the main white color in the car main display. But this one is really close, as you can see here. So most of the third-party display has that cooler tint background color, but not this one. So this one has a warmer tint, which is really close to the main display. However, because of the shape of the housing of the display, it's not rectangle to fit the display on the inside. So the light version or the demo like this will look a little bit odd, because it's a rectangle inside housing shape. But if I change to black or night mode like so, it will show a lot better, and it fits the whole housing of the display so much better. It looks pretty much like what you see in the Model S and Model Y, I mean Model X. Even though it's separated from here, but still looks really, really cool. I probably keep it on dark mode like this instead of to match the car, because it looks so much better with the housing. It looks more integrated. It doesn't look out of place at all. Oh, one more thing, I forgot to show you all the layout on the display. So on the top here, you have all the warning light on the top left, and then you have the battery percentage, and then the charge and power status on the ring around the battery percentage. You also have the battery percentage here, and then you have the range in miles on the bottom. You have odometer in the middle, the car status in the middle, and then date, also time up here, and you have main menu button and setting, also Apple CarPlay, and back to the main home button here, and also speedometer on the right, and then gear selection on the right bottom right here, and you have the turn signal on the top, left turn and right turn, and the car in the middle also show the status of your door opening, front trunk, everything follow the main display of the car here. Right now you saw all the setting and then layout of the display, everything that you need to set up the display. Now let me show you all the functions and what it looks like when I drive the car. Alright, let's go test it out. So this is a display UI with sport UI and trends options on the car status. Let's go. As you can see, the car will change, and if I turn the steering wheel, let me show you real quick. It's a little hard to show right now. I'm gonna turn here, and then there the display will also show the turning lane I like that animation a lot. I think it used to have with different display on the older Model Y before, but now they brought it back. I like the animation because it shows, you know, movement on the display, so it doesn't look like the car it just sit there not driving at all. As you can see there, so the more you turn, the more the lane turn too. So it depends on the angle of the steering wheel. As you can see, the more I turn, the lane will turn more, which is really cool. It only shows, I believe, on this display mode. Now I changed the display mode to rainbow. It does not turn with me here, so that's the difference. But I like the UI with this one a lot, with the sport display. So it shows the power and charge here on the left, and then it shows, you know, the speed on the right hand side. And the speedometer, it's big enough that makes you stay focused on this display and don't look back for the speedometer on the main display of the car here. And this is a non-sport mode, so you get a little bit bigger speedometer. You don't get that effect anymore, so it's a lot cleaner, a lot more like the one on the main Tesla display. But I still do like the other one a little bit better. It's not too clean, but if you do like the cleaner, bigger speedometer, then this is the one to pick. And this is the day mode function, the day mode option on the display. That's why I like the night mode a lot better on this display. Let's talk about the display size a little bit. So it's probably one of the biggest one, and it's narrower than the S11 and a little higher, but it still fits in the steering wheel space on the top really well. I mean, anything bigger than this, it won't fit anymore, but this is the really good size. If you like a bigger size display, this is probably the one to pick. And let's go test out the Apple CarPlay on the display. As I mentioned before, I like the Y screen option
turn right
a
on
lot.
Cliff Rose Lane.
And
Then turn right on Griggs Road.
as you can hear, the navigation voice, it's outputting on the main car speaker.
Turn right on Cliff Rose Way.
With the widescreen, you have all the status on the bottom of the display and everything else that you need on the right hand side, and it's quite big. It's actually, since it's right in front of you, you don't have to glance to the right hand side to the main display. It's actually bigger than the main display. I'm talking about all the navigation stuff and the, you know, the font lettering here. I like it. You know, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto has this bigger size of where to get off and when you change the lane or change the highway. So it's much better sometimes to use this to navigate to somewhere you don't know, like when you take the road trip. That's why I like to have that option on the display. And when you want to leave Apple CarPlay and come back to the main display, you just basically press this button and then press again. Let me try if the steering wheel scroll wheel works. Usually it works on most display, but unfortunately it's not on this display. So you have to press the button to go back and exit the Apple CarPlay function. And because of the built-in air vents, both top and bottom, this is the only display that has top and bottom built-in air vents. I don't feel I lose any airflow at all. Unfortunately, this display doesn't have a blind spot warning function. As you can see, this car on the right and it's not showing anything at all. So that's something that's missing compared to the rest of the display that I have tested so far. But when you put on a FSD or autopilot, it will show just the blue color right here. But what I like about this display is that when you in FSD, as you can see here on the main car, it doesn't show the max speed on each speed limit. Right now we are on 45 speed limit, and then it shows right there that is 52 max on 45. But if I change to hurry, then I would change to 62 max on this display. But in the car, it doesn't show anywhere where the max speed limit is, but this display is showing that information, which is really good. Let me put it back to standard. I love how clean and the graphic of the display so far. Only missing that blind spot warning functions on the display. I think they can actually add that functions in the future with the software update. I hope they do that soon, so it completes this display a lot better with the functions that you need. But love the look of the display, love the graphic. It's really nice and clean and clear. What you need, everything right in front of you with the Apple CarPlay. That is quite a really good size on the display. And this is what it looks like at night. So it's a little brighter than the main display in your Tesla, even though I set it to follow the brightness on the display. But you can also, change the brightness manually too. And this is Apple CarPlay. So on the night mode, Apple CarPlay will change to the night mode color too. And let's check out the map on Apple CarPlay. Now let's check out Google Map. It's really good size for the Apple CarPlay. You can clearly see everything, even at night. I think the display looks great. Only missing the blind spot warning, and also I forgot to mention the autopilot warning. So when you don't keep your eyes on the road and it start warning on the main display, it doesn't warn on this display either. So missing those two functions, and hopefully they will send out the software update soon, but you would need to use a USB dongle to get the files in, and then manually add the software update to the display. Let me know what you think about this display. I really like the graphic. I like the new layout. It's super clean. The two options are really good options, and day mode, dark mode. As I mentioned before, I like the dark mode a lot better, so the display blends in with the housing of the display, so it looks more integrated with the car. Looks more like Model S and Model X. I'll make sure to put the link of this display in the description down below, and special discount code for you too. Thank you so much guys for watching today's video. Make sure to click like if you like the video. Make sure to subscribe for more awesome contents like this. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong. I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south. I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth. Can't put me down.